So it hasn't even been a full day since the Dual Triangle event started, and as you can probably see right now, we have a bit of an issue going on here. And I'm sure that if you've played this event at all so far, you've probably already noticed it. And that is the dominance of the Synchro group. 50%, literally as much as the other two combined. And while this is still technically early, I don't really see this changing, because look at how many points there have been. There's been 100 million points. Yeah, over 100 million points, which is like, divide that by 100 per win, that's like a million games. There's been at least a million games played in this event so far. Jesus Christ, like that is enough of a sample size to already tell what's probably going to happen, which is Synchro is running away with this. And you compare this to the last Dual Triangle event we had like a few months ago, where it was Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz. While Synchro did win that one, and that was like the event where right after the Sword Soul Structure deck came out, so it was to be expected. That event, Synchro only had about a 36%. Well, it only 36% of the total points. I'll show this result screen of the last event. So already this is way exceeding that. And as you probably could guess, this is a huge reason why, you know, Tenpai being, for the most part, almost completely legal. They hit Sang and something to 1. They hit Sang and Kaiman to 1. And clearly that was not enough to dissuade people from playing this deck. I mean, obviously, you could tell by the points. And if you're playing like any other deck, you probably don't want to be playing against Tenpai, especially if you're playing a Fusion deck or a Link-based deck. So, yeah, a lot of people are either playing Tenpai or they're trying to play in the Synchro event simply to not queue against Tenpai. Because if I look at the event info, right, and look at the matchmaking rules, your opponents will usually be from a different group than the one you have joined. However, if an opponent cannot be found within a certain period of time, you may be matched with a player from the same group. So, you got this Synchro group being bloated because 1, Tenpai is probably the best deck and people are spamming the hell out of Tenpai, and 2, the people who don't have Tenpai are playing Synchro decks just to avoid playing against Tenpai. So you got a double confounding factor right there. Although, remember that second part where it said, if an opponent cannot be found in a certain period of time? Well, let me show you some games here. So, here, both these games that I'm about to show you, I waited about 20 seconds for queue time. Because the game will try to match you with people from the other group first. But if people just simply aren't playing in the Fusion or the Link group, then you won't queue in against them. And here, you see, I'm playing this based Synchro deck here, Naturia's Horus, which, you know, this deck, not cringe, totally has no floodgates at all. Absolutely zero floodgates to speak of. And here, I get destroyed by Tenpai. So yeah, cool. I was like, what game was this that I played? This was literally the third game I played. I queued in again. Oh, hold on. And also another one. Okay, so I started playing this Naturia Horus, and 2 out of my first 3 games, I matched up with other Synchro decks. Okay, so here, see this hand and my opponent. Well, okay, like this replay isn't really worth showing, but they were in the Synchro group, and they were clearly playing a Synchro deck, and then another one. Okay, here I'm trying to queue in with my Synchro deck. I'm not trying to avoid Tenpai at all. I'm literally just wanting to play my deck because I wanted to try out this specific Synchro strategy. And they win the coin flip, make me go second. So I'm already thinking, damn, I guess what that, I can pretty much guess what that is, and get hit by Ash and get hit by Imperm. So yeah, get hit by two hand traps in the deck that runs 25 plus non-engine, and normal summon the well, not even normal Raigeki, Hydra, Shunja, and it's over. Yeah. So first of all, can I just point out how just completely how interactive these games are, like how fantastic these games are to play out. You know, I was thoroughly enjoying myself playing these games against Tenpai the whole time. But the point is that I was playing clearly I was in a Synchro playing a Synchro deck, and I was being matched up as often, if not more, against other Synchro decks than the Fusion and Link based deck, which is like totally not the point of this event. It reminds me of the Dark Light Festival where, yeah, you know, you're playing a dark deck, but over like half your matches were against dark decks instead of light decks, which, you know, that's understandable, but this is basically just that, except with extra deck summoning types. And it doesn't help that on top of Tenpai being the best deck and people not wanting to play against Tenpai, one of the second best deck of the format, low-key, I mean, I guess it's not really low-key, but the second best deck of the format is literally Centurion. And the best loner deck of the event is also Centurion. So, yeah, the fact that the top two decks are both Synchro decks, and then one of the Synchro decks is just what deck that people do not want to play against, so you just end up wanting to avoid playing that, so you end up playing Synchro yourself for that reason. So all these compounding factors are like why this is like this, and honestly, it's making this event one of the least fun and most boring Master Duel events I've played in, which is saying a lot because there have been a lot of stinker Master Duel events in the past. But I mean, that's what happens when over half the games you play are against a single deck, and that deck is known to produce non-games whenever you play against it. And you know, heaven forbid you play a deck that's not a Synchro deck. You know, look, you can tell as soon as I switched off a Synchro and I went to Link. This is when I played Link. I went 4 straight games against Synchro, and then for these games I switched back to Synchro. So pretty much, if you don't play Synchro, you're guaranteed to play against a Synchro deck, and you have like an 80% chance that Synchro deck is going to be a Tenpai deck. So that's basically what this event has been so far, and will likely continue to be for the rest of the duration of this event. So my question to you guys is, how have you been enjoying this event? Have you been playing a Synchro deck? Have you been playing non-Synchro decks? In which case, I like to ask, how have you been finding the variety of games so far, playing a Fusion or Link deck, or if you've played literally anything else that's not a Synchro deck? And how high do you think the score will go up to? Because right now we're at 108 mil, and the last Dual Triangle event, Synchro got up to 640 mil. I predict that this event will crush that total. But how high do you think it'll go? Do you think we could possibly reach 1 billion points for Synchro? Man, I've like just imagine.